A very good morning to all the students. This video for the class 7th subject science chapter number 8, that is winds, storms and cyclone. This is your lecture number 3rd. So let's start today's lecture. So topics to be covered. First topic that we are going to cover in this lecture, that is storms. What do you understand by the term name storms? Second is thunderstorms. Third one is cyclones. The fourth one is formation of cyclone, how the cyclone formed. Fifth topic is destruction caused by cyclones, tornadoes and the effective safety measure of cyclones, tornadoes and thunderstorms. So let us begin this lecture with the first topic, that is storms. So let us begin this lecture with the first topic, that is storm. So far we have learned that the winds bring rains on the land, but when the wind speeds are very high, they can be very destructive also. So we will study about the three high wind phenomena here. First one is storms. So a storm is a violent disturbance of the atmosphere with a strong wind and is usually accompanied by rain, thunder and lightning. Storms are generally associated with the high speed winds, uprooting trees, blowing the rooftops, causing the heavy flood producing rain, a loud thunder and lightning. In every cold region, they bring heavy snowfall or blizzard condition. Storm generally caused, when they are generally associated with the high speed winds, they cause the uprooting trees, blowing rooftops and cause the heavy flood producing rain, thunder and lightning. And in cold region, they bring the heavy snowfall or blizzard conditions. Next is second phenomena is thunderstorm. A thunderstorm is a strong storm with a lightning and loud thunder. It is usually accompanied by the high speed winds and heavy rainfall and sometimes hail. So thunderstorm is a strong storm with the lightning and the loud thunder. It's usually accompanied by the gusty winds or the heavy rain and sometimes hail. And thunder is a loud sound that is heard just a little after the lightning in the sky. Because lightning and thunder occur at the same time, but we see lightning before we hear thunder, because light travels faster than the sound. That's why we see lightning before the thunder. Next topic is formation of thunderstorms. How the thunderstorms are formed. So the thunderstorm occurs due to the high moisture in the winds forming the cloud and rain. And the second reason is unstable warm air rising rapidly in upward direction. So thunderstorm occurs in hot and humid tropical region like India and Southeast Asia. Okay, they occur more frequently in summer and monsoon. Then these regions generally have the high temperature which cause winds. The hot winds, when move upward, also have the water vapor within them, so which freeze and falls on the earth as a rain. Firstly, thunderstorms get formed by the uplifting of warm and humid air. Then the hot rising temperature produces the strong upward moving warm winds. Then these winds carry a lot of moisture, or we can say a lot of water droplet along forming the cloud. Okay, then these water droplets condense due to the low temperature and then they freeze and fall down as a rain. Okay, then these water droplets condense due to the low temperature and they freeze and fall down as a rain. Then the rainfall and rising air create lightning in the air that is accompanied by sound, and as a result a thunderstorm occurs. Okay, a thunderstorm can be dangerous as lightning because it causes fires and damage to building. Okay, here as you can see in this picture how the thunderstorm formed. Firstly, the high moisture in the wind forming the cloud. Okay, after that these hot rising temperature produce the strong upward moving warm winds. So these winds carry a lot of moisture, okay, or water droplets along forming the cloud. As they move further upward, the water droplet condense due to the low temperature, freeze and fall down as a rain. Okay, after that this swift falling of water droplet and upward rising of unstable warm air, that is unstable warm airs, creates lightning and thunderstorm. Okay, that is called thunderstorm. Next, moving on a second topic, that is cyclones. So, clouds are formed due to the water vapor in the airs. As water turns into water vapor, it takes up the heat from the atmosphere and water vapor turns into the clouds and fall back as a raindrop. So the same heat that is released back into the atmosphere, this heat warms up the air around the raindrops and the warm air starts rising. Okay, after that the warm air starts rising. This leads to decreasing their pressure in that region. So the air from the surrounding takes the place of the warm air and this cycle continues until the rain falls. As a result, a very low pressure region is created and the strong winds start revolving in that low pressure region. So this is the condition of cyclone, or we can say this is a cyclone. Okay, firstly, before the clouds that get formed, water pick up the lot of heat from the atmosphere and change from liquid to the water vapor. As the hot air rises with the water vapor rises up, okay, then it reduces the pressure. After that, as a result, these cold air from the surrounding, what will happen? The cold air from the surrounding area rushes in to take that place, and this cycle continues with more hot air rising in the center and cooled air moving in with the speed to take its place. So this is the condition of a cyclone, or we can say this cycles repeats and form a cyclone. Okay. Next, there are some factors that formation of cyclone that depend on different factor. How the cyclone form? There are the several factors here. So the first factor is the temperature of that particular place, wind speed and the direction of the wind and the humidity of that place. First factor is the temperature of the place, second is the wind speed, third one is the direction of the wind, which direction of the wind, and the humidity of that particular place. Next is the structure of cyclone. This is the structure of cyclone, and here you can see the formation of cyclone. First, what will happen? First, the hot air rises up, okay, and create a low pressure. Then cool air from the surrounding area and rushes in to take up that place. Okay, so the hot air cools and the water vapor condenses to form these clouds. Then the bigger water drops in the cloud falls to the ground as a rain or a snow. So falling water droplets and rising air moves to produce a thunderstorm. Under certain weather conditions, storms may develop into cyclones. Okay. Moving on, another topic, that is the destruction caused by a cyclone. So there are the several destruction that is caused by the cyclone. Cyclone can result in extremely high waves in the sea or ocean because of the low pressure. These waves can be up to 3 to 12 meter high. Next is, when these high waves hit the shore, it result in the destruction of life and the property to a great extent. Then the soil of the area also loses its fertility after the cyclone. After a cyclone, soil loses its fertility, that is destruction of soil. Next is, floods can appear if rainfall continues for a longer duration. And the high speed wind in the cyclone affect the telephonic communication lines, uproot the trees, damage houses and cause the loss of life. Okay, it's uproot the electric poles also, and it causes the tremendous dangers to the house and the property. Okay. Next, the other name of cyclone. In many countries they are called, in hurricanes, they are called hurricanes in the American continent, okay, or in the Atlantic and the Northern Pacific area. They named as hurricane. They are called as typhoons in Japan and Philippines. Next, moving on, another topic, that is tornado. So a tornado is a weather condition when a cloud having a dark funnel shape reaches to the ground, or a tornado is a narrow, violently rotating column of a wind that have appearance of dark funnel shape. Okay, funnel shaped cloud that extend from the surface of the earth to the cloud in the sky. Okay, the diameter of a tornado can range from 1 meter to several kilometers. And the tornadoes can be formed within the cyclone as well. It can be formed within the cyclone as well. Next, in tornadoes, wind blow at a high speed of 300 km per hour. Wind blows at a high speed, that is 300 km per hour in a tornado. Okay, tornado get formed during the severe thunderstorm. Okay, in tornado the winds are so strong. The funnel like shape of a tornado sucks everything that comes near it at the base because of the low pressure exerted by the winds. This is the picture of tornado here. You can see here, tornado get formed during the severe thunderstorm. Okay, in tornado the winds are so strong. Here winds are so strong and they seems to be lift the object from the ground. They can easily lift up the object. Moving on, our next topic, that is protecting yourself from a tornado. How we can protect ourselves from a tornado? So the safety measure that we have to take to protect from tornado. So the first one is, to protect oneself in a tornado, one should take a shelter in an underground room with no windows. You have to take the shelter and in an underground room with no windows or without windows. If in a room with windows, one should close them and hide under a table or a workbench. Third one is one should bow down on the knees and protecting their neck and head using their arm. As you can see in this picture. Yeah. Moving on our next topic, that is safety measures for cyclone. So the first one is there should be a cyclone forecasting service that can warn the people of a particular area can be hit by a cyclone. Okay, a cyclone forecast and warning services warn the people of that incoming cyclone. Second one is the speed of a winds play a major role in predicting and calamities like a cyclone. So the speed of a wind in coastal areas should be measured regularly by the anemometer. So anemometer is a device that can measure the speed of the wind. Next is the warning should be communicated rapidly to the citizen that are ships that are sailing in the sea, or to the government agencies and fishermen as well. The warning should be communicated rapidly to the citizen and to the ship that are sailing in the sea and government agencies and to the fishermen. Okay. Next is, along with this, cyclone shelters should be built in coastal areas and agencies should be appointed who can help the people at the time of that calamity. This is the picture of anemometer. Okay. So moving on our next topic, that is to protecting yourself during a cyclone. How we can protect ourselves during a cyclone. So these are the methods that we can easily apply to protect ourselves. Okay. So the first one is cyclones bring in a lot of rain, floods and the shortage of drinking water and other essential things. So these are the precautions that we need to take. Okay. First one is make sure that the drinking water is contaminated. Monitor, alert and advice from the emergency service. Second is sheltered at your home. Remain inside with your emergency kit and battery and radio. Leave your home. Follow the evacuation plan and head to nearest emergency shelter. Third one is shut all the external doors and windows during a cyclone. Turn off the gas and electricity and unplug the appliances. Do not attempt to drive or walk through the water. Instead of that, stay in a car with the handbrake on. Seventh one is gather family and review your evacuation plan. Move people and pets to strongest part of the house. Next one is can't take pets. Leave untied in laundry or bathroom with food and water. So these are the safety measures that you have to take during the cyclone. Okay. Next is the advanced technology for cyclone alert. There are some advanced technology for the cyclone alert. So the first one is the satellite and the radar have made it possible to predict the cyclone easily ahead of a time, so that appropriate precautionary measures can be taken accordingly. Okay. With these advanced technology, it has become easier to predict the cyclone. So day in advance, earlier people used to get less than a day to prepare and evacuate. Now we have the satellite and radars, so we can easily monitor the cycle movement. Okay. Next is generally a cyclone watch or a cyclone and alert is issued every 48 hours in advance if a storm is expected in that area. Okay. Then a cyclone warning is issued before the 24 hours. This warning is then broadcasted in the area after interval of half an hour or after 1 hour. Okay, there are some many international and national organizations that keep a close watch on that storm movement. Okay, and they share the information with each other. So next is homework solution of lecture number 2nd. So the first question is true and false. First one is in summers the wind flow from the land toward the ocean. That is false. No, the winds never flow from the lands toward the ocean in summer. Second one is warmer air is lighter than the cool air. That is true. Yes, warmer air is lighter in weight. So that's why they easily rises up. Second question was in winters why does wind blow from land to sea? And the answer is a land breeze blow from the land to sea during the night or the winter because air over the sea or air over the water is warmer than the air over the land. Okay, so the warmer air is lighter in weight, the warmer air rises up and the cool air from the land flow out to take up that empty space. Okay, that's why in winter winds blow from land to sea. Moving on the homework of lecture number 3rd. So today's homework of lecture number 3rd is question number 1 is when the strong high speed wind blows an umbrella held upright at a time get upturned. So explain the reason. And second question is describe an activity to demonstrate that warm air is lighter than the cool air. Have the warm air is lighter than the cool air and demonstrate the activity. Question number 3rd is why is it advisable not to shut all the doors and windows during storm? Okay, why is it advisable not to shut all the doors and windows during a storm? So you have to answer all these questions and write it down in your science notebook. Okay, so this is it about this lecture. Hope you have understood this lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.